Yay! That's so wonderful. I was so excited every time Born This Way went #1. We did dances and threw parties and backflips. We were so excited. I've been working on this album for so long. Just any one nice thing that anyone has to say about it, I just can't thank you enough. Well, my bones were always like this. I've just been waiting until this moment to reveal my true self to you. No, and I think that's part of why I've chosen now to show you my true bone structure. All those times you thought I was wearing shoulder pads, it was really just my bones. Or anytime you saw me wearing sunglasses, it was actually just my cheekbones. Well, Judas is the second single off the album. Judas historically and biblically represents someone that was very evil and someone that haunted a lot of people's lives because of what he did. And I quite often, as many women do, religiously go back to the wrong thing or the wrong man in our life over and over again. But in writing this song about going back to Judas over and over again, I realized that you have to really understand what's haunting you in order to go into your future. Judas is about the dark and how you must understand the darkness in order to come into the light. So in the lyrics, you can actually hear me wrestling back and forth between serving good and serving evil. Is it my favorite? It's one of my favorites. They're all my favorites. I love them all equally. They're all children. I can't give anyone special attention. Right. The songs might cry. Oh. Yes, there is an element of the album that's an exploration in electronic music with rock anthem and some rock and roll and heavy metal influences, as well as electropop and dance. Every song was inspired in different ways by those influences, whether it was sonic or if it was thematic. But most importantly, it's the most honest music I've ever written. It's very personal, and we begin with a song called Marry the Night on the album, which is about me sort of rejecting the life of the fame and assimilating to Hollywood and deciding to move back to New York City. So the first song's about me moving back to New York. The second song on the album, Born This Way, is about the rebirth I experienced going back home and discovering myself again. And then throughout the album, I take you sort of on a journey of my psychology as a woman and as an artist, feeling like I have to be wholly magical and wholly human at the same time to be great. And then at the end, The Edge of Glory, the last song on the album, is about my grandfather dying. So it's about death. So we begin with birth and we end with death. One of my favorite lyrics in Born This Way is, "There's nothing wrong with loving who you are," she said, "'cause he made you perfect, babe." My mom used to always say that to me. She used to say, nothing in you physically or emotionally could ever be wrong because you were made in the image of whatever you believe in, whether it's God or if you believe in spirits or angels. She used to say, always trust that on the inside you're a superstar. And I wish I could give that gift that my mom gave to me to all my fans. I think it's something that I explore on the album a lot, that I also explore visually, and I think that this album, more than my previous albums, creates this kind of marriage between an aesthetic that's super real and super fantasy. For example, the car is meant to be a replication of a car that my friends and I had in New York. The car is actually a Rolls Royce on stage, a fake one, but in real life it was an El Camino named Nadine, but she was watermelon green. And I decided to turn her into a piano as if she was an instrument. If Nadine made music, what kind of music would she make? I guess I sort of think of lots of things in that way. I'm always trying to extend the fantasy and extend the escapism in my music and visuals. But with this album, more than anything that I've done before, I feel that I'm starting to really come into my aesthetic and come into conceptually the kind of artist that I want to be. It's more cohesive than anything I've done before. Okay. Any special plans or schedule? I will be working my ass off.
Okay.
That is the plan.
Yeah.
It's on a calendar. Working ass off. That's wonderful. It's so beautiful. It's really flattering and uplifting, and I love my Korean fans so much, and I can't wait to come back and perform for all of you.
In Korea?
Actually, I don't know if it's a good memory, but it was certainly an interesting memory. Is I was in Korea doing a TV show, and during the dress rehearsal, I had on the crystal glasses from the Fame cover, and I fell off the stage during dress rehearsal, and I fell 8 feet flat onto my face, and I hit my nose. And at first I was excited because I've always wanted my nose to break so I could get it fixed.
Were you okay?
But I was fine.
Okay.
I've never had any plastic surgery. I don't really believe in it. But I hit my face on the floor, and I stood up, and I remember a few days later we had the Much Music Awards in Canada, and it was like my first major TV performance. And I remember I was freaking out that I was going to have a black eye. And I went into the dressing room, and I looked in the mirror, and I was fine. And David, my tour manager at the time, said, "We're going to cancel the show. We have to get you to a hospital." And I said, "Tell them to roll the tape, and I will be out in 5 minutes." Because I really wanted to get to know my fans in Korea, and we had come all that way, and I didn't want to leave without doing a television show. So just so you know my dedication, I fell 8 feet onto my face and went on with Just Dance back in the day. Hi to all my little monsters in Korea. This is Lady Gaga. I miss you all so much, and I cannot wait to come back and see you again. I've been on tour for so long now, working on this album, Born This Way, and May 23rd is such an important day in my life because I feel like I finally get to share with you everything I've been working on. So I love you. Thank you so much for believing in me, and I can't wait for you to hear my next single, Judas. Bye.